The following reaction to this series has been completed over on Patreon. Alright everybody, the time has finally come. We are here for episode 5 of Chernobyl, aka the final episode of the miniseries. Let's jump straight in. Oh, cars and stuff driving around. We're in a flashback for sure. This whole place is evacuated. Oh yeah, you have people on the basketball courts. Oh. It's crazy how fast things change. Oh, that's one of the lab workers. We're just gonna see what the plant workers were doing before, before everything just went wrong. It is so scary how fast things can just change, not just for you, but for everybody. Oh, wow. Yeah. And during this time, she knows that she's pregnant and everything. She's like, that's gonna be us one day. Oh, Dyatlov. That was just 12 hours before. Wow.
I hear they might promote Brukhanov. This little problem we have with the safety test, if it's completed successfully, yes, I think promotion's very likely. Naturally, they'll put me in charge once it's gone, and then I'll need someone to take my old job. I would like to be considered. We'll keep that in mind. Victor Petrovich, preparations for the test have gone smoothly. Comrade Dyatlov's been working per my instructions, and reactor 4 output's been reduced to 1600 megawatts. With your approval, we're ready to continue lowering power to...
You have to wait. I've just had a call from the grid controller in Kiev. He says we can't lower power any further, not for another 10 hours.
The grid controller? Where does he get off
It's
telling
not
us?
the grid controller's decision, Dyatlov. It's the end of the month. All the productivity quotas. Power someone's pushing down from above. Not that we'll ever know who.
Yeah, there were a lot of hands on in why this went wrong, huh? God.
Now, if we need to wait 10 hours, we wait.
Running half power, we're not going to have stability issues.
Oh my God.
I'm not asking you.
It's safe. We'll maintain at 1600. I'll go home, get some sleep, come back tonight. We'll proceed then. I'll personally supervise the test. And it will be completed.
Under any circumstance, huh?
Well, I'm not waiting around. Call me when it's done.
Oh God. Just imagining it. I'm so nervous for this episode. I'm not even gonna lie. Looks like we're gonna see the actual rundown, like how everything truly went down. I do love the idea of like actually going back to before it started to see exactly the pressure that everyone was under. Hi.
How do you feel? You went to the doctor yesterday. How is your health?
Fuck it.
You don't know?
He's just showing how much he's
From
been
Vienna.
filled in on
Do
his
you read German?
even.
It says, at last a Soviet scientist who tells the truth. Obviously, I resent the insinuation, but I think it's fair to say you made an excellent impression at the conference. Turns out you're quite good at this. The West is now satisfied that Chernobyl was solely the result of operator error, which it essentially was. We have you to thank for that, and we intend to.
Hero of the Soviet Union.
Wow.
Our highest honor. They haven't even given it to me. And these rewards are not yours yet. First, your testimony at the trial.
Comrade Charkov, I understand my duty to the state, but you gave us assurances. The reactors would be made safe. It's been months. No changes have been made. No changes even discussed.
First, the trial.
Oh my God.
Once it's over, we will have our villains, we will have our hero, we will have our truth. After that, we can deal with the reactors.
This is so annoying.
At the trial, you're going to tell the truth.
God.
You're going to convince a jury.
It's a show trial. The jury's already been handed their verdict.
I'm not talking about them. The Central Committee have invited members of the scientific community to observe the trial. Our colleagues from Kochatov, from Sredmash, from Minenergo. They will be sitting in the crowd listening to every word you say. A jury that only we know is there. And when your testimony arrives at the moment of the explosion,
Tell
that
the
is
truth.
when our jury will finally hear the truth.
And do what with it?
Insist on reform. Not just to the RBMK, but the entire industry. They can't function without us. If we...
Do you know what happened to Volkov, the man whose report you found?
They just removed him from his position at the Institute. Sacked for the crime of knowing.
Wow.
Do you think that these scientists, handpicked to witness a show trial, will somehow be stirred into action by me?
That's actually a
Because of
really
some
good
heroic
point.
stance I take in defiance of the state?
Yes,
Why?
because you're Valery Legasov and you mean something. You told me to find out what happened. I spoke to dozens of people. Every word they said, I wrote down. All in these books. These are the
Damn.
ones who are still alive. These are the ones who are dead.
Whoa.
They died rescuing each other, putting out fires, tending to the wounded. They didn't hesitate, they didn't waver. They simply did what had to be done.
So have I. I went willingly to an open reactor, so I've already given my life. Isn't that enough?
No.
No, I'm sorry, but it is not.
It's a rough world to be in right now for him. The ability to save millions if you just tell the truth. God. Knowing what could possibly happen to you in the process. It's a lot. Oh my God, all the trucks and stuff that assisted with Chernobyl that you just had to leave behind because of radiation. Oh my God. All the helicopters. Just a graveyard. I never really thought about that. Just all that equipment just expended. You just have to throw away.
Of the Soviet Union and the Presidium of the Supreme Soviet of the USSR has determined that justice be carried out on behalf of the people, in accordance with the general goal of our party.
Oh. A diorama. It's actually really good.
Of all things, a safety test. Plant director Viktor Brykhanov signed this document, certifying the completion of the construction of the reactor. As a result of finishing the work before the end of the year, Comrade Brykhanov was awarded Hero of Socialist Labor. Comrade Fomin was awarded for valorous labor. Comrade Dyatlov was given an Order of the Red Banner. But the work was not finished, and this document was a lie. In order to sign this certificate, all safety tests had to have been successfully completed, and yet one remained. The nuclear
That's why
reactor
the test had to happen
generates
at all
heat to the
costs.
core here. A series of pumps here and here send a constant flow of cooling water through the core. What if the power feeding the plant itself is disrupted? If there's no power, the pumps cannot move water through the core, and without water the core overheats, the fuel melts down, in short, a nuclear disaster. The solution? 3 diesel fuel backup generators here. So, problem solved. No. The backup generators took approximately 1 minute to reach the speed required to power the pumps and prevent a meltdown. And by that time, it would be too late. So we arrive at the safety test. The theory was this: if the facility lost power,
He's doing really good by himself, by the way.
take some time to slow down and stop. What if you could take
He must have practiced a hell of a
electricity
long
was still
time.
generating and transfer it to the pumps? What if the dying turbine could keep the pumps working long enough to bridge the 60-second gap until the generators came on? To test this theory, the reactor is placed in a reduced power mode, 700 megawatts, to simulate a blackout condition. but a test is only as good as the men carrying it out.
Looking straight at their
The
asses.
first time they tried, they failed. The second time they tried, they failed. The third time they tried, they failed. The fourth time they tried was April 26,
Wow.
1986.
He did really good. Holy shit.
Comrade Pamyat.
All right, Yolana. I believe in you. You can do it.
Power grid officials in Kiev say that they cannot afford a further reduction in electricity until after midnight. They are asking for a 10-hour delay. This is the first critical moment, the first link in the chain of disaster. Competent management would have insisted on cancelling the test. These three men allowed it to proceed. It created two problems. One of them is scientific in nature, and the other is very human. This is the one we will consider first. At midnight,
Ooh, why do I got chills right now? Oh my god.
change.
Like, I would have been just fine with the trial, but this gives a entirely new feeling. Like, this feels haunting because you know what this leads to.
Leonid Fedorovich, Akimov says to come to the control room as soon as you can.
He's already here.
He came in early. Something about a test.
You see? Desperate.
Sasha.
You know the test they're supposed to run, turbine rundown, they tried it last year. They couldn't do it on the day shift, so they've given it to us.
To us? We don't know what it is.
It's fine. We take it down to 700.
Oh
hold it
my
there. It's
god.
the concussion bound, but
I have to do something I've never done before with Dyatlov looking over.
Oh my god, this sucks.
just look at the instructions now.
Are we supposed to do those or not?
Crossed out instruction. Like, this is... Yeah, they literally just set these people up for failure.
Off in 4. I have the manual for the rundown test. Yes, in the program there's instructions of what to do, and then, well, there's a lot of things crossed out. What should I? Are you sure? Right.
I mean, he's asking, are you sure? And yeah, let's
Just to follow the crossed out instructions.
Oh my god! Right?
We've been cleared to run the test. Is it too much to ask that you all know what you're doing?
Well, yes, absolutely.
Oh, he's...
Stelyachuk?
Yes.
Kirschenbaum?
I haven't reviewed. We only just found out we're...
There, review it. Or you can just do what I tell you.
Good god, man.
Switch the turbine off while the reactor's still running. It's not good.
Shut the fuck up and do your job. Topton off. Reduce power to 700.
Honestly, I'm so glad that he's dead in real life. God.
I want you to think of Yuri Gagarin. I want you to imagine that he has been told nothing of his mission into space until the moment that he is on the launch pad. I want you to imagine that all he has is a list of instructions that he has never seen before, some of which have been crossed out.
You're told to
This
do
is
them.
exactly what was happening in the control room of Reactor 4. Leonid Toptonov, the operator responsible for controlling and stabilizing the reactor that night, was all of 25 years old. And his total experience on the job, 4 months.
Wow.
This is the human problem created by the delay. But inside the reactor core, in the space between the atoms themselves, something far more dangerous is forming. A poison. The time is 28 past midnight.
Comrade Legasov.
Your turn. God, just the swaying, shaky camera, you know, just to show his uneasiness. I love how visual they are with their actual explanations as well.
I'm pleased to see some of my colleagues here from the Kurchatov Institute and Minenergo. But you don't need to be a nuclear scientist to understand what happened at Chernobyl. You only need to know this. There are essentially two things that happen inside a nuclear reactor. The reactivity which generates power either goes up or it goes down. That's it. As uranium atoms split apart and collide, reactivity goes up. But if you don't balance the reactivity, it never stops rising. So, boron control rods. They reduce reactivity like brakes on a car. There's a third factor to consider. Water.
Thank you.
It would appear we have a vicious cycle on our hands. And we would, were it not for this.
Awkward.
The negative temperature coefficient. When nuclear fuel gets hotter, it gets less reactive. So, fuel increases reactivity. Control rods and water reduce it. Steam increases it. The rise in temperature reduces it. This is the invisible dance that powers entire cities without smoke or flame.
Wow.
It is beautiful when things are normal.
Yeah.
If you can't understand how a stalled nuclear reactor could lead to an explosion, I don't blame you. After all, you don't work in the control room of a nuclear power plant. But as it turned out, the men who didn't understand it either.
Oh God, okay.
You should have finished by now.
We're following protocol for reduction rate.
You're procrastinating. There are 10 other men in this plant would have done it already.
Keep working, you're doing fine.
4 months on the job and he has to do this bullshit. I would be pissed.
Kirschenbaum, come get me when these old women are ready.
Yes, Comrade Dyatlov.
Okay, very slow now. Let's ease it down to 700. Whoa, 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 slow.
Oh,
I didn't
damn.
realize there.
Oh God, we're gonna see how fast. Holy, she's already. Oh my God.
What is this?
Not even touching
He's
it.
not touching it. This must be terrifying to see. 512, 514, back to 512. Yeah, get your ass back in here.
We did everything right. I think that maybe the core is poisoned.
Well, if you thought the core was poisoned, then you didn't do everything right because you're choking my reactor. Get it back up.
LAC disabled, global control activated.
512, 421. Damn, that's a 346. Ah, 118.
What did you do?
I did what you said, I switched.
Look at it!
Holy shit.
I don't understand.
Fucking amateurs, you stalled the reactor. And a fucking job.
Comrade Dyatlov,
You're gonna tell me that you did everything right again, you incompetent arsehole?
I apologize for this unsatisfactory result.
What are you doing?
We have to shut all the way down.
No.
Well, we could be in a Xenon pit.
This
We have to shut down
dude.
for 24 hours.
No, we're doing the test tonight. Raise power to 700.
We can't raise the power from here. The rules.
Don't talk to me about rules.
If we fall from 80%.
No, we fell from 50% of
From
power.
50%, it's even
The rules
worse.
don't say 50. There is no rule.
Comrade Dyatlov.
Raise the power.
No.
Like, this man was out of his mind. Like, you're supposed to be a leader and you're trying to literally skip all. Oh my. Oh.
Safety first. Always.
I know he feel dumb as
I've been
shit.
saying that for
Now you
25
got
years.
cancer and you're dying.
That's how long I've done this job. 25 years. Is that longer than you, Akimov? You with your mother's
I
tit
hate when
burning
people
on your
play
mouth?
that card. So annoying.
See, if I say it's safe, it's safe. And if the two of you disagree, then you don't have to work here, and you won't. But not just here. You won't work at Kursk or Ignalina or Leningrad or Novovoronezh. You
Wow.
won't work anywhere ever again. I'll see to it. Raise the power.
On a power trip, that's just
I would like
the
you to
life
record
of
your command.
Dyatlov. Look at
Raise the
him.
power.
I would beat his ass. Oh my God. Who the fuck do you think you are? And now he's the reason why all of them are dead.
Together then.
I wasn't even there.
I was even there. Calm, calm.
I wasn't in the room when they raised the power.
If you weren't there, then where were you?
Medligasov, you are a witness, not a prosecutor.
It's a valid question.
If you weren't in the room, then where were you?
The toilet.
The toilet. Comrade
So you think they did this without your authority?
Room that night, they all told the same story. I knew what Dyatlov ordered was wrong. That if I didn't do what he said, I would be fired.
Wow.
Toptonov, one day before he died.
Look at that.
No, Comrade Dyatlov, you were in the room. You ordered them to raise the power. This is a
Look at you, your stupid ass. God.
Court is now in recess, 30 minutes.
He just no, I wasn't there. I didn't do nothing. Shut your stupid ass up. Now look, if he never got those testimonies, he probably would have gotten away with that lie just because of, you know, his position or something. But nope.
Do you remember that morning when I first called you? How unconcerned I was.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Kremlin, but when they told me they were putting me in charge of the cleanup, and they said it wasn't serious, I believed them. You know why?
Because they put you in charge.
Wow.
I'm an inconsequential man, Valera. That's all I've ever been. I hoped that one day I would matter, but I didn't. I just stood next to people who did.
With you, everything we asked for.
That's
everything
true.
We needed.
He provided.
Material, lunar rovers.
Wow.
Of all the ministers and all the deputies, the entire congregation of obedient fools, they mistakenly sent the one good man.
Mm-hmm.
God's sakes, Boris. You were the one who mattered most.
I like that so much. That really does change your view on the situation. I remember the first time I met him, I was like, oh. And back to it. I was like, now where was I before I was interrupted by a fucking liar?
The time is 38 past midnight. There's no way to turn back. They do not yet know it, but the die is cast. At 30 megawatts, xenon is still being created, but none of it is burning away. The reactor is drowning in poison. To make matters worse, the reactor isn't hot enough to produce sufficient steam.
The major imbalance. Oh my God.
The state is to do it very, very slowly over the course of 24 hours. But Dyatlov wants it done now. There were 211 control rods in reactor 4. Akimov and Toptonov completely withdrew 205. Remember?
Damn.
Control rods are the brakes on this car. Of 211 rods, only 6 now remain in the reactor.
That is
For the
wild.
fuel, it's gone cold, so the negative temperature coefficient is no longer weighing down the reactivity. The control rods are out. The emergency system has been disconnected. The only thing keeping the reactor in check is water and xenon. It's 1 in the morning. The test is minutes away.
Stuck at 204.
Oh, sorry. This is all we can get. It's 200 megawatts. We pulled almost everything out.
That's all we have, that's all we have.
Oh.
Test requires 700.
Stelyarchuk, let's get ready. Switch on pump 4.
Oh, wait a second.
Stelyarchuk.
We have barely enough steam as it is. The turbine is going too slow for the test to deliver any valid results. And if we add more water, there will be even less.
I said it's enough. I know what I'm doing. Stelyarchuk.
You know what you're doing.
We should warn Herdomchuk. The pipes are going to be jumping.
Never mind him. Kirschenbaum.
The steam in the separator drum is too low. 5 atmospheres.
All right, let's all help him. Get it up as best you can.
We should stop.
Turn that fucking thing off.
The test was already ruined. The results would have been useless, but Dyatlov didn't care. All he wanted to do was report a completed test. 1:22 a.m. Less than 2 minutes remain. Yuvchenko, a mechanical engineer, is in his office. Perevoschenko, Reactor section foreman is in the refueling hall, high above the 1,000-ton steel reactor cover. Diktayenko, Podevchuk, circulation operators are in the pump room. None of them have been told about the test. None of them know what is about to happen. At 1:22 and 30 seconds, Toptonov sees a report from the reactor's Scala computer system. The computer is recommending that the reactor be shut down.
And he's gonna ignore it. No! He's gonna ball it up and throw it in the trash.
Of course it's saying that. It doesn't know we're running a test. All right, comrades. Another few minutes, it'll all be over. Kirschenbaum, when you're ready.
We did everything right.
Oscillograph on. Closing number 8 throttle valve.
This sucks, man.
Generator rotor beginning rundown.
And all they can do is just watch this power-hungry man do whatever the fuck he
Every
wants.
decision, they have pulled this reactor back like a slingshot, further than anyone has ever pulled. Now the test begins. In less than a second, reactivity increases.
210,
Inside
214.
the core, the remaining water is quickly converting to steam. A void is being created. The power is rising. There's nothing left to stop it.
Yeah.
123.
324. Holy shit!
We have a power surge, Sasha.
And he's like, what did you do? Oh my god! I knew it. Stupid bitch. I can't stand him. Wow.
In every control room of every nuclear reactor in the world, there is a button with one single purpose.
AZ5.
Scram or instantly shut down the reaction. In Soviet reactors, that button is called AZ5. Press AZ5, all of the control rods insert at once, and the reaction is stopped, dead. But
Are you gonna tell the truth? Or are you gonna lie? That's all she's waiting for.
Tell your lies.
Oh my god.
Or what? For God's sake, Legasov's already given it away. He said before there was no way to avoid what was coming. He knows something. She knows something. I know what you are, Valery Alexeyevich. You're a liar.
We've heard enough for today.
Oh my god.
Remanded in custody. Court will...
I haven't finished. Still have more evidence to give.
It's not necessary. Your testimony is concluded.
we will resume tomorrow.
Let him finish.
Oh shit.
Comrade Sabina.
Let him finish.
Shavina! Like, we're all here. We're doing this today. Alright, all eyes are on you. Make it count. I know this is scary as fuck. Because, like, again,
Broke every rule we have. He pushed a reactor to the brink of destruction. He did these things believing there was a failsafe. AZ5, a simple button to shut it all down. But in the circumstances he created, there wasn't. The shutdown system had a fatal flaw. At 1:23:40, Akimov engages AZ5. The fully withdrawn control rods begin moving back into the reactor. These rods are made of boron, which reduces reactivity, but not the tips. The tips are made of graphite, which accelerates
they told us that.
reactivity.
Why?
For the same reason our reactors do not have containment buildings around them, like those in the West. For the same reason we don't use properly enriched fuel in our cores. It's cheaper.
Damn. It's cheaper.
The first part of the rods that enter the core are the graphite tips, and when they do, the reaction in the core, which had been rising, skyrockets. Every last molecule of liquid water instantly converts to steam, which
Just
expands
vaporized.
and ruptures a series of fuel rod channels. The control rods in those channels can move no further. The graphite tips are fixed in position, endlessly accelerating the reaction. Chernobyl Reactor 4 is now a nuclear bomb.
Holy shit.
42.
Oh.
Vodorovchenko looks down on the enormous steel lid of the reactor and sees the impossible. Grams are jumping
Oh my God!
He runs to warn the control room. 1:23 and 44 seconds. Not know how high the power went. We only know the final reading.
9,000, 12,000, 24,000,
operate at 3,200 megawatts.
33,000. Oh my God!
Inside the core can no longer be held back. At long last, we have arrived. 1:23:45.
Time for the explosion.
Explosion.
Oh, look at it! Oh shit!
The lid is thrown off the reactor. Oxygen rushes in. The chain of disaster is now complete.
Wow. There you have it, folks. I love this so much. God damn.
No one in the room that night knew the shutdown button could act as a detonator because it was kept from them.
Oh!
You're contradicting your own testimony in Vienna.
Testimony in Vienna was a lie.
Oh shit!
To the world. Not the only one who kept the secrets. There are many following.
Oh, they're gonna try to shut them down. Shut them down.
From the KGB, from the Central Committee, and
Let's
right now
see.
there are 16 reactors in the Soviet Union with the same fatal
Like we need to
flaw.
fix this.
3 of them are still running, less than 20 kilometers away at Chernobyl.
Professor Legasov, if you mean to suggest the Soviet state is somehow responsible for what happened, then I must warn you, you are treading on dangerous ground.
Oh my God!
Trod on dangerous ground. We're on dangerous ground right now.
And I'm dying
Because
for it
of our
already.
secrets and our lies. Every lie we tell incurs a debt to the truth.
He did it.
Sooner or later, that debt is paid. That is how an
RBMK
RBMK
reactor explodes. Oh wow!
Lies.
Now what? Like he's like, I refuse to be the reason why things do not change, and I respect that. Of course, we know what he inevitably ends up doing, but again, we're in the game of millions. That's how many we've saved in the process of just telling the truth at the expense of your own safety, your own freedom. You know, it's. Oh God. They just try to bully you and scare you into lying. It's a torture chamber right there, draining the room.
Valery Alexeyevich Legasov, son of Alexei Legasov, head of Ideological Compliance Central Committee. As a student, you had a leadership position in Komsomol, Communist Youth, correct?
You already know.
Answer the question.
Yes.
At the Kachatov Institute, you were the Communist Party secretary. In that position, you limited the promotion of Jewish scientists to curry favor with Kremlin officials.
God.
You're one of us, Legasov. I can do anything I want with you. But what I want the most is for you to know that I know. You're not heroic. You're just a dying man who forgot himself.
I know who I am. And I know what I've done.
And I know what you've done.
In a just world, I would be shot for my lies, but not for this, not for the truth.
Scientists. And your idiot obsession with reasons. When the bullet hits your skull, what will it matter? Why? The whole world saw you in Vienna. It would be embarrassing to kill you now. And for what?
You will be proving them right.
Your testimony
Well, him
today
right.
will not be accepted by the state. It will not be disseminated in the press. It never happened.
Wow.
No. You will live, however long you have. You keep your title and your office, but no duties, no authority, no friends. No one will talk to you. No one will listen to you. Lesser men will receive credit for the things you have done. Your legacy is now their legacy. You'll live long enough to see that. What role did Shabina play in this?
None. He didn't know what I was going to say.
What role did Khomyuk play in this?
None. She didn't know either.
After all you've said and done today, it would be curious if you chose this moment to lie.
I would think a man of your experience would know a lie when he hears one.
So tell me, am I lying?
You will not meet or communicate with either one of them ever again. You will not communicate with anyone about Chernobyl ever again. You will remain so immaterial to the world around you that when you finally do die, it will be exceedingly hard to know that you ever lived at all.
If I refuse?
Why worry about something that isn't going to happen?
This man.
Why worry about something that isn't going to
You said the same thing about the goddamn... right?
They should put that on our money.
Said the same thing about it exploding in the first place, but look! Oh. Just have to watch from afar.
To be a scientist is to be naive.
His tapes.
The truth doesn't care about our needs or wants. It doesn't care about our governments, our ideologies, our religions. It will lie in wait for all time. And this, at last, is the gift of Chernobyl. Where I once would fear the cost of truth, now I only ask, what is the cost of lies?
Wow. Oh. Valery Legasov took his own life at age 51 on April 26, 1988, exactly 2 years after the explosion at Chernobyl. Oh, I love this. The audio tapes of Legasov's memoirs were circulated among the Soviet scientific community. His suicide made it impossible for them to be ignored. I remember that. After the aftermath of his death, Soviet officials finally acknowledged the design flaws of the RBMK nuclear reactor. The reactors were retrofitted to prevent an accident like Chernobyl from happening again. Legasov aided by dozens of scientists who worked tirelessly alongside him at Chernobyl. Nice. Some spoke out against the official account of events and were subject to denunciation, arrest, and imprisonment. Wow, god damn. And the character Yolanda Oh! Okay, this is where they confirm. Okay, wow. They utilized her character very well. Where Shabina died on August 22nd, 1990. 4 years and 4 months after he was sent to Chernobyl. For their roles at Chernobyl disaster, Victor, Anatoly, and Nikolai were sentenced to 10 years hard labor. That's all? After his release, Nikolai returned to work. Are you serious? At a nuclear power plant? What? What the hell? Anatoly Dyalov died from radiation-related illness in 1995. He was 64. Not soon enough, but whatever. He's dead anyways. Valery's body was never recovered. He is permanently entombed under Reactor 4. That is so sad. The firefighter's clothing still remains in the basement of Pripyat Hospital. It is dangerously radioactive to this day. God damn. Following the death of her husband and daughter, Yamina suffered multiple strokes. Doctors told her she would never be able to bear a child. Oh, damn. I feel so bad for that woman. They were wrong! She lives with her son in Kiev. Holy shit. You know what? Good for her. Of the people who watched from the railway bridge, it has been reported that none survived. It is now known as the Bridge of Death. "400 miners worked around the clock for 1 month to prevent a total nuclear meltdown. It is estimated that at least 100 of them died before the age of 40. They saved so many people. It's been widely reported that the 3 divers who drained the bubbler tanks died as a result of their heroic actions. In fact, all 3 survived after hospitalization. 2 are still alive today. That is wild! Over 600,000 people were conscripted to serve in the exclusion zone. Despite widespread accounts of sickness and death as a result of radiation, the Soviet government kept no official records of their fate. The contaminated region of Ukraine and Belarus, known as the exclusion zone, ultimately encompassed 2,600 square kilometers. Wow! Approximately 300,000 people were displaced from their homes. They were told this was temporary. No, it is still forbidden to return. Mikhail presided over the Soviet Union until his dissolution in 1991. In 2006, he wrote, "The nuclear meltdown at Chernobyl, perhaps the true cause of the collapse of the Soviet Union." In 2017, work was completed on the new safe confinement at Chernobyl at a cost of nearly $2 billion. It is designed to last 100 years. Following the explosion, there was a dramatic spike in cancer rates across Ukraine and Belarus. The highest increase was among children. Oh, that's so sad. We will never know the actual human cost of Chernobyl. Most estimates range from 4,000 to 93,000 deaths. Such a wide range, too. The Soviet official death toll, unchanged since 1987, is 31. Fuck off. Oh my god. In memory of all who suffered and sacrificed. I just realized I read all that out loud. I'm so sorry. Holy shit. Y'all, this was phenomenal. Like, honestly, I would, like, I know people hate getting, like, saying, you know, people hate giving out perfect 10s and shit. This is a 10 for me. Like, god damn. The actual retelling of everything, it feels like it was very easy to digest too. You know, I'm not no fucking nuclear physicist or anything like that. You know, but, you know, even me, it's just like, it felt like I understood even to rudimentary levels, I guess, you know, like to elementary levels, it feels like everything makes sense. It's so easy to see, you know, like how wrong, you know, so many things went wrong to make up that single moment at Chernobyl. You know, it wasn't just one person's fault, it's a collective. Obviously, when it comes to Dyatlov's leadership, that was just in itself the final icing on the cake for me personally. But it wasn't him that wanted to run the test in the first place. Yes, he was being forced to run these tests and to show results and to, you know, provide these numbers because they already signed everything saying, you know, that the tests had been done. So he felt like he had to get things done then and now in order for it to, you know, align with when they signed. And, you know, whatever, that's fine. But you can't deny that he wasn't the reason why this shit happened. He had a major role. He could have done the right thing and just shut it all down. Or everybody could have done the right thing and just fucking reschedule the test. Like, you're told, you know, like, you can wait 10 hours. You know, like, you chose to put this on people that literally didn't even know that test was going on until they came into work that night. And it's just absolutely insane, you know, especially when it comes to the guy that literally worked there for 4 months he had to conduct these tests. He has a madman behind him yelling at him, you know, just absolutely just disrespecting everybody that questioned his authority, threatening them to never work in the field that they, you know, probably worked their asses off to be here anyway, saying that, you know, he'll make sure that they'll never get a job like this at any plant, not just there. It's just gross negligence and just, you know, an abuse of power. And I cannot believe that he only had to do 10 years of hard labor. You know, that's just ridiculous to me. But this show was just so goddamn good. Oh my god. I mean, honestly, if to be honest, I haven't looked too deeply into Band of Brothers and stuff to see if this was told the exact same format and way as Chernobyl. But if it is, I'm excited for it. Like, that would make me honestly just like over the moon. I'll start this shit next week kind of thing. Because the way that they handled this was just beautiful. It felt respectful to me. Obviously, for professionals watching this, and you know, they'll have a better understanding, and you know, they might have their own reserves about it. But from the outside looking in, I only did one paper on this, and like, I'm not a professional. Seeing it in a new light and seeing the full picture, just laid out like this over the course of five episodes, 5+ hours of content, was just eye-opening. You know, it's gut-wrenching to watch, and it's, man, it does kind of make me mad that I didn't watch this sooner. But wow. They need to make more like series like this covering like real life events. I think HBO is really onto something here. I'm sure that there are many good things out here that actually do cover live events respectfully like this. But this, if they literally cover every single major event like this, you will not have people not interested in history. You know, this can easily create a whole new generation of historians, you know, just people that are so addicted to learning new things that they weren't even alive during, you know. Like, this was beautifully done. I like, honestly, it really does make me curious about other major events that have happened through time that I wasn't born during, you know. I was born in 1995. So it's just like, even though this didn't personally affect me, it didn't change how much I resonated with it, you know. And I think that's how you know when you have a good story, you know, especially based on real events, that you're able to even touch people that didn't. I knew Chernobyl happened, obviously, but like, that didn't know to the extent of how much crazy shit went down in order for it to go wrong as much as it did. But this was phenomenal. But anyways, of course, if you guys are watching this over on YouTube, check out the Patreon for full-length access, as well as early access to any other shows and movies that we are watching. I will love your support. But aside from that, I will see you guys in the next series.